Hello, viewers. I'm SB,
And I'm Amabel.
and welcome back to Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Just to peel back the curtain here and explain some things that might occur this episode. We recorded the last four basically in one big session,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's a couple days later. So if it seems like all of a sudden we don't remember things, that's potentially why. Before we go too much further, the four designs, the four runes that we just got from the computer, we were told that they are the letters L, O, R, and E. Is that right?
Yes. And
Okay.
I've written them down.
All right. The one that we didn't have, the one that we didn't have recorded, I was like, hey, we can like basically spell Lorenzo if we treat that last rune as if it is NZ. But I was thinking a little bit, and you know what? You know what? Actually, we could spell with five letters. Four of them being Lore is Lorelei. If the last rune is an I,
Ah, okay.
that is probably that is probably
That's
what we are actually supposed to use them to log in as. Because we can't with these we can't spell Lorenzo or what the other three names.
Renzo or Renate.
Yeah,
Renat.
Renata, and the yeah. Okay, so but Lorelei is only five different characters, so that's something. But before we even think about that, we were gonna go to the backyard to see about entering the correct directions into that that crystal ball. Wait, how do we get
Yeah.
outside? It's already happening. Where?
So we're underneath we fell.
Yeah.
So I think we have to go back up the stairs.
Did we get outside from upstairs? Oh,
Yeah, I thought so.
floor two. Floor two. Okay. Fair enough. Let's go to the stairs. This is exactly the sort of thing I was talking about. Can we interact with the confessional anymore at this? No. Yeah, that's right. It's out the back of the gallery. The music in this game reminds me vaguely of something. I'm having a hard time putting my finger on it. Okay. So you noted the directions here.
Yes, as best I could.
The year is 1982. You will wander the paths of that primordial cave.
North,
You will go north.
west,
Okay.
south, south again, north,
Yep, I remember this part where there's like a switchback.
east, and then south.
At this point, you will see cave paintings. True story.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay.
That looks like a pig, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, so there's a horse on
Okay.
the north wall and a pig on the west wall and like a gecko on the south wall.
Okay, hang on. And then there's a gecko on the south wall.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm drawing a little gecko with sunglasses.
Okay.
So it can be like Gex enter the gecko.
All right. I feel like you could just write the word gecko and it probably would be faster, but
Oh
fine.
no, I have pictures.
Okay.
And we don't really have a thing for east. because that's the direction we.
Yeah, the camera won't turn that way. The camera inside the crystal ball. So it was the Lorenzo in the computer program asked us about these drawings, right?
Yeah.
I reckon we got to go back and give him the correct answers now.
Okay. A little bit of backtracking.
That would be my initial thought. I mean, listen, we've probably seen the whole boundaries of the mansion. It's all going to be backtracking from here. Did I go this way? Yes. Okay. We'll worry about that later. Realizing I couldn't remember what was in that room, but it's just because my brain is bad. You know, because of all the holes that are in my brain. All right, so we're going to
I love your whole sweetheart.
Amabel. We're trying to stay monetized over here. All right, let's talk to this man. Let's talk to this man and tell him about our drawings. Pretty slick. All right. First brother contacted me through the television. Second brother contacted me through writings in the dirt. Third brother was approximately the radio. And the fourth brother was the telephone. Okay. Yep, that's the L. No, shoot, where was it? Was it on? It was when we called him on the phone.
Right.
No, confirm. Damn it. How does the computer work? Okay. It was when we called him at 1798. Right, we called him. We dialed the year of his birth into this telephone, which is how telephones work. And then that was when we had that conversation. Now you will tell me what you see in that cave. The painting to the left is some kind of lizard. Painting in the middle was the pig, right?
Yep.
And then to the right is a horse.
Yep.
What you got, Renzo? Yes. Now I see in your immediate future that something you need is in your bag. Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was making reference to the tampons and just magically knowing our menstrual cycle, and I was about to be like pretty creeped out. But I foresee that I will see you at the show, sister. I mean, that would be magic, right? That still counts as magic. Meet someone at the show. You bet I will.
Dog.
Pet the dog. Pet that dog. Pet that dog. Okay, good boy. I left my jacket inside. I hope it's not too cold out. All right, let us insert our magic show ticket. Is it a magic show ticket or a magic show ticket? What do you think?
Why not all three?
He's just been sitting in there the whole time. Seeing as you have a ticket, I suppose you are here for the show. Well, all I have left is this lice-infested wagon. The horse which carried it is as dead as magic. Oh no. I am now but a nameless vagabond with a violent past. Only the most red of roses could awaken the memories of my great show. Shit, well, I don't have one of those. I have an ace of hearts. This is pretty red. You want this? No. Okay. Cards are keys. Oh, okay. Well, hold on. We got eye stuff going on here. Let me try. Okay, nothing. So when we're close to him, yeah, only when we're close to him do we get the eye freakouts, which sort of suggests to me that that the red rose is something that we would only see in this area or something. Like, right? For what reason do we have now the visual effect that we had before that allowed us to see the cave paintings that were not present?
I don't
But if we
know.
walk away from him enough to see anything new, we lose the effect. So maybe not. Maybe we just have to find a red rose somewhere. For the moment, it seems a little bit like we've hit the end of this thread, the end of where we can progress to here.
Yeah.
So,
Is he on the bench?
cutie, we're gonna go give him a little attention, a little bench attention.
Oh, those little eyes. Eyes get real small. That's real good. Yesterday, I got to see you pet a dog. It was the highlight of my day.
Yeah, we did spend most of yesterday in the company of a dog who looks not entirely unlike this dog. Tiffany is a sweetheart. Okay, so let me go back upstairs real quick. So we have a couple of things that I don't really know what to do with yet.
Mm-hmm.
We have this this map that looks like a maze. This map of a maze in our photographic memory here. That I think looks like the design that's on the door of the of room 1847, but I don't know what to make of it because we can't like interact with that map at all.
Yeah.
What does it say at the bottom? Something 1963.
1963. Yeah, I can't read it though.
Rosen. It. I have a thought. That name looks like it starts with IR, the last name.
Okay.
I'm just going to go have a look at the phone directory. See if it looks like it could be a name that we can call.
Okay.
Ermer C? I don't think so. Nope, that's the wrong one. Here we go. No, right? I can't zoom in, sadly. If I had to guess, it looks like Rowan or something. Or Rosen, maybe? Can we hold on, I'm gonna try something here. You're not gonna see what I'm doing immediately, but just let me cook, as the kids say.
Do the kids say that?
No.
What does that mean?
No, the kids used to say it. It's already aged out, I'm sure. So I'm just using OBS to clumsily zoom in here. So I still can't make out any, like, that's not, it is not helpful.
It doesn't resemble any of the architect names
No, it
that
definitely
I've written
doesn't.
down.
Yeah, I think it might be, and I'm not trying to blow your mind here or anything, but I think it might be intentionally difficult to make out. I think they might have
What?
not wanted us to do this. I thought I had a plan and a tool for the plan, and everything started looking like a nail for a second. And then it was like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. Everything started looking like a turkey leg, like a huge turkey leg. Okay, there we go. We're back to normal.
Okay.
I don't know what to do with that. We're back to normal as it was gonna as we're gonna get probably.
Okay. Well, what are some other things we have to investigate?
So we still have that astronomical clock
Mm-hmm.
in the room there. We could try punching in Lorelei to the computer downstairs, but I think it's probably not going to do anything without the rest of a login credential. Like we're gonna need
Yeah.
a password or something. We opened both of those boxes.
Can I go back out to the backyard?
I can do that. You did correctly point out that the horsemen, we have representations of these horsemen that tell us which horsemen they are, but
Yeah, I don't know how the.
we don't have a way to interact with the doors or anything, right?
Okay, so one thing we do have that we can do
Yeah.
is tell Renzo, the creepy guy,
Uh-huh.
that there's a murdered lady.
Oh, that's true.
That was like a little plot objective they gave us.
That probably is worth doing. You're right. If only we had some coffee. I'm assuming we want to call him
Yeah.
rather than going up to the room, because if we go up to the room manually, he's gonna ask us for script pages. What was his? He would be 1963, right? Because
I
2014
think
is
so.
going to give us the care home. Oh, there's that too. We can say names from that lady's past to her. She might give us who knows what. All right, Signorina, do you have sweet music for my ears? Well, I have a dead person. So, it had to come to this again. It always ends with something violent. A murder mystery, perhaps? Trivial, but cheese is cheese. I guess? We can still make it sing. I wonder how she died. Perhaps she fell out a window. What do you think? Listen carefully, Signorina. Think about where she must have fallen from. Okay, that's interesting. Was there anything else? Yeah, I guess we have the option to talk about the puzzle boxes, and so maybe we should, but that bit that we just got was very unsettling.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, I love your puzzle boxes. Whoa. But what do they all mean? What is their connection to the past? The mystery makes them brilliant. What is their connection to the past? Listen carefully. The past is the door to the future. Look for patterns. The past is the door to the future. No other news. The past is the door to the future, and also where did that lady fall from? So this is the 2014 door, and it has nothing of interest on it. That's literally the door to the future right there. But it doesn't have a pattern on it. Oh. We had red eyes for a second there. Hold on.
I didn't care for that. Can you save the game?
Oh. Sure. Yeah, interesting. Fair point. Okay, maybe the red eyes don't actually mean anything when they appear. So there's this pattern on the 1847 door.
So we have the key now.
We have a key.
One that made the year 1847 on it when we
Yeah.
put the key
Oh
together.
dear. Well, there is that, I suppose. Maybe some music will calm my nerves.
Yeah. Don't don't like that.
Well, we're just going to say howdy briefly. It would be rude not to. I do not know the truth. I do not know if my earliest memory is mine. I remember when I was a little girl, my father started the construction of a red maze. I looked for it in our garden, but it was nowhere to be found. I came to accept that the structure did not exist in a natural way. Behind a mask, I secretly watched him work in my dreams. Then one night I heard sobs. My father was crying. His eyes were red. The maze was finished. Inside, he had witnessed something dreadful. My father did not want for me to see it. He shattered his maze into 9 parts and threw them out a window. My father changed. In his eyes there was no joy to be found, only fear. I was not allowed outside. Art was my only companion. I was left to play in the worlds I painted. Do you see the same maze as I? So hold on. This is the first time it's been different, right? It was when we were seeing a portion of a maze before in this conversation, it was always the same image, but this one's different. Am I right about that?
Maybe.
Okay. Okay. Only a small portion of the inscription is legible. Man of the maze, guardian of past scripts. What about this one? Every stone ahead, with a glass sibling in the mirror, a brother leaves, a sister shatters, each a key to the past. Every stone ahead with a glass sibling in the mirror. Okay, so there is a sort of top center entrance to this, perhaps? And there are 9 little red diamonds here. Seems like
Okay.
perhaps the thing to me. Perhaps I am leaping to conclusions. Oh god, owl. When a person in an owl mask speaks, you gotta listen closely. What dreadful consequences have led you to the red maze? Wandering here is a lonesome destiny. My quest to find the center has lasted for over a century. You have wandered these broken trails a long time, too. Time has come for you to find the center. Perhaps it would finally set us free after all these years. Speak to us at any age, should you wish to return. Okay. We're not ready to return yet. I can't interact with the big N. Oh. Okay. Well, that's quite a something that's occurred there. And yep, that absolutely does reflect the thing we're seeing here.
Okay.
So the center is accessed from the south. It doesn't seem to me like accessing the center is maybe the most important thing.
Okay, yeah.
She said, if you want to return, speak to me at any age. I'm a little worried that if we talk to her, it's going to take us out of here.
Yeah.
But it is weird that she's on this screen too. I guess they just want you to be able to leave from anywhere. Oh, okay. It's going to challenge me as far as navigating the space goes, I see. And it thinks I will just give up. That's all. We're navigating by instruments here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's getting kind of tricky to keep track of where things are. So does it matter which way we leave this? Okay, yeah, we very much want to go down the path next to the wall. And then from the next one, we would prefer to take the leftmost path again.
Okay.
Oh, except there's a big ass treasure chest in that other one. That's interesting. Well, let's go back and see if we can get it.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and do this again. What's in here? It's $1.
An American dollar.
An American dollar. I guess I should have known. Wasn't going to be anything like critical.
How do you feel about the motif of the repeated shattering?
I don't know.
The zoom. I mean, the zoom into the window each time.
I have no feelings about it. I'm actually going to talk to her. Just like I'm at this point, I'm too curious. If it just takes us out, it's not a big deal. We can come back. I must warn you before you return. When you passed through to my side, something passed through to your side. 9 terrible selves now roam the black and white hallways. Progress with caution. Moments not saved will be lost to time. Okay, so it seems like it is possible to die now?
Well, let's finish this maze and then.
I'm curious if it will... Okay, it spawned me back where we last spoke to her. I was kind of curious if it would drop us at the top again. Okay, so... We do not want to... Huh. Where do these stairs go? I was going to say, we don't want to come back immediately through the staircase right next to us. What is this, though? Huh. Okay, well, presumably we just put that up in a place to be gathered. In the bottom left screen?
I think so. Yeah. There was like a pit or something on that screen.
Oh, right, but of course it's accessed via the top path, which we can't actually reach from here. So we will get that
Hmm.
later. Okay.
Hmm.
So if we
Okay.
head left from here, we can get $1. Awesome. We can come down here, which doesn't help very much.
Hmm.
All right, let me look at the map here for a second. Okay, so I had thought that the white lines separating the 9 pieces were to be hallways on the map, but I don't believe
Yeah.
that's the case. Which means that if we want to get to those other things, we actually have to go back all the way around, which is a little annoying.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a maze, like in Meat Space?
No.
It's very disorienting. Was for me anyway. And unlike a game, like a pen and paper game or a video game, you can't put it down. You have to actually find your way out of where you're at.
Yeah.
0 out of 10 would not recommend.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I'm sorry you had that experience.
It wasn't quite as bad as trying to get out of an IKEA, but it was up there.
Have you ever read the SCP about the IKEA?
What's an SCP?
Okay.
Wait, no, you've told me about something called SCP, but I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah.
But I don't remember. Can you remind me what it is?
Yeah, it's sort of like a collaborative fiction project,
Oh, right, with like
like spooky
the
stories.
yeah. No, I haven't read. I haven't read any of those.
Okay, so if we go down the right here, we can get back to where we're headed.
Okay. It's interesting to me that because there are parallels between this and some other horror video games that are also very puzzle oriented. You were telling me.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting to me that spooky puzzles is a genre.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Do you feel like those things? It's weird that those things go together.
Yeah, because puzzles tend to be a very cerebral thing, and spooky, for me, is not a cerebral thing; it's a very immediate, emotional thing. You know.
Yeah, that's not the experience I have with spooky at all.
Okay.
The spooky. Well, I mean, you know the kind of stuff I like.
Yeah. I mean, it is cerebral, but like the moment of fear isn't a thing where you're puzzling it out or doing a logic. It's it's something in the guts,
Uh,
or maybe less so for you.
yeah, yeah, a lot less so for me.
Okay.
Like
Like when
in
you're scared of something, or what does it feel like for you?
well, but like I'm not scared of a feeling. I'm scared of an idea, right? Like the scariest time is later at night alone thinking about the things that we're
Yeah,
right?
sure. So I think in a lot of horror that I've responded to, there is like an innate incomprehensibility to the thing,
Uh-huh.
and a puzzle. You are comprehending a thing. You are sorting it out. You are removing the scary part by making it make sense.
Yeah,
I think
but
I think that's interesting.
sense isn't not scary. You know, like if I think about like why Lake Mungo bothers me,
Okay.
right? It's not because there is arguably, and try to do this without spoiling anything too much because it is very possible that most of the audience has not seen this truly excellent film. But like if I think about why Lake Mungo bothers me, the thing about it that's upsetting is not the fact that there is arguably a jump scare. Oh no, a spooky image. It's the fear of being erased by the people who should care because of their need to,
Yeah.
right, like, oh dear. Well, okay. So a three digit hexadecimal number that we need for each of these.
Do we just need to know what letter of the Greek alphabet they are, and
I
like currently get the hexadecimal?
well, I can't imagine because there's not very many letters in the Greek alphabet. It would be why would there be a third digit,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do here. So, right, like we have a Greek alphabet thing, so that we will recognize these letters. But how do we get from this to the number? What's the other step? Have we seen? I'm trying to think. Like, have we seen the Greek letters in any other context?
Not that I can think of.
It's a gamma, an omega, and a phi.
Yeah.
Right. That's the horseman. That's birth date stuff. Planets. Just really quickly going over what we still have here. Well, I'm a little concerned that we may not have the information for this after all of that walking around. You know what?
But we'll come right back to this area because we'll be right where we left off, right?
Despite its stone-like appearance, its surface feels magnetic, numb, and unnatural. It vibrates very slightly and gives off a constant, faint hissing sound, vaguely reminiscent of a whisper. N is chiseled on the back. From its unusual attributes, it is safe to assume this is an illusion object, an item created from spectral information. These types of items exist between several realities, and interacting with them can lead to unexpected consequences in parallel worlds. Maze-related illusion objects are known to be linked with window-related illusion objects. Okay, so... Shoot. This is the first one. So
That's the north one.
all right, it's just it's not trying to like we don't need to keep track of the letters. The letters are just which part of the maze it's from. Well, I don't really know what to do with that then. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like it won't be a big deal to leave because
Yeah, and hey, we have the crank. So
we
can
do
go.
we do have the crank. That's true. That's another thing we can do. The painting of the man is missing.
Well,
Where did that go? There's also another doorway in this room still. Toy blocks on the dollhouse. Sure, reach for them. Okay, 3 of them fell outside.
Hmm?
Okay. Well, it's easy enough to go get those. I'm trying so hard to pick up this dollar. There it is. She really did not want to look in that precise direction. All right, I guess let's just start by...
Okay, let's find a computer and save, though. Because there are things trying
Oh,
to kill us now.
you're right. There may well be 9 or so terrifying selves. I wonder how that's going to manifest.
I don't remember where the crank thing was.
The crank thing is, we just saw it. We just walked past it, but we couldn't access it. There's a key hanging from the chandelier, and we would get up there from this stairway. No, sorry, we wouldn't. We would get up there from that door over there, which would be accessed from... the door at the end of the spade hallway. This door is what we need.
Hmm.
And we haven't been over there in long enough that I don't remember anything about it, but it's accessed via the elevator. So let's go down to the elevator. Well, I didn't care for that.
No.
I don't like that at all. Okay. No murderous thing is inside of the elevator. Amabel.
Yeah.
Getting concerned, getting scared. We have another key in our inventory, don't we? The dead woman's key, and the room to 2014. Okay. All right, this way is how we would get to the crank thing. Hey there. Oh, it's the painting. Shit. Hold on. It's got to be northwest, right? Yeah. Okay. Northwest. Just in case we were just shown John Northwestington.
The Northwestern game.
Yeah, I was about to say. I don't even remember the Westing game, but I remember that I don't remember anything about it except for the fact that I'm pretty sure I read it when I was much younger.
And there were a lot of little puzzles.
Yeah.
When I read it when I was a kid, the teacher split us up into groups, and we each were given puzzles to solve from the book. It was a fun time.
Hey, 1953, the arrangement of the objects on the door is like one of those it's like one of those puzzle boxes.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because we knew about this door having an arrangement like one of the puzzle boxes, those symbols, right? But I hadn't
Once
realized...
you open the box, we'll open the door, maybe?
Or it'll give us the key, at least, right? Something like that. It's a me. Okay. Sure. We have a few details that we cannot seem to get right. Please try to remember, Fraulein. Okay. Does it matter how I walk the floor? Because the pattern is drawn on the floor. As if forgotten by time, motion has turned to stone here. Is this how it is remembered? Observe it all carefully. Fate is in the details. He knows and sees both the substantial and the insignificant. Do not take his query lightly. Your survival lies in your response. No, I get that he's going to shoot me. Paint this scene in your memory and take action when ready to return to the inquiry. Okay. So this man has a head that is the northwest corner of the maze. There are 3 blocks in this room. There's a drawing of a house.
The chess game probably is significant.
There's 3 black pieces and 5 white pieces.
Can you go back to the chess game?
Nope.
Alright.
Welcome, initiating, please stand by. Alright, let's go. A top hat and another block, meaning in fact there are 5 blocks. Alright, let's see. Do you remember? Yeah, I remember it all, man. Give it to me. Very well. How many toy blocks were there on the floor? One of them was on the table, right?
Yeah.
There were 4 on the floor. 3 in front of the table and 1 in the other room. This matches our information, Fraulein. Okay. There's no point in like trying to get super precious about let's write down if we don't know what he's gonna ask, we just have to like take it all in and go fast before you have time to forget any of it.
Alright. You're probably right.
Interior, hotel, the basement, day. The light bulbs in the ceiling blink. A garish room designed for sticking hotel guests' children in. Now the OCU3 computer takes up at least a quarter of it. A few boxes of toys, a couple of board games, and a pool table are crammed on the other side. The man holds the door for the woman. I told the movers that they were carrying the rising sun of cinematic magic on their shoulders. So she should be in one piece, but best to make sure, Signorina. The woman smiles and flicks a switch on the computer. They look nervously at the OCU3 humming. Is she dead? It takes a little time. Finally, the computer blinks and makes noises as it boots. Let there be light. The man holds his arms up like a priest in mass. When the hotel is open, the children play in here, but you won't be disturbed by them, Signorina, or anyone else for that matter. We have the whole hotel to ourselves. The OCU3 monitor fires up and displays the word welcome in red letters. It is you who is welcome, technological creature. What a relief. Now, Signorina, I have work that needs attending. We are not completely free of the monetary system yet. The man hurries to the door. He stops on his way out and nervously looks around. I'm not sure I'm allowed to tell you this. I wrote the script in an elevated state of being. You were inspired? Something else. I created, and was in turn created. The woman jokingly playing along. I see. This project is the fish that will drink the proverbial pond. A last dance at the edge of the collective understanding. I am glad you are part of it. Well, I'm glad to be here. The man disappears. The woman enters a prompt on the keyboard, writing out system diagnostics from the printer. Suddenly, the lights go out, and the OCU3 is the sole source of illumination. The woman turns around. By the door stands a stranger, a man wearing a cape and a top hat, the magician. He covers his eyes with his right hand. Then, ceremoniously, he raises his left hand and shows 3 fingers. The light comes back, and he's gone. Huh. not that.
So,
Appeared after an otherworldly encounter with the Maze Man. Despite its paper-like appearance, it weighs several kilograms. An apparition like the Maze Man, with disconnected traits such as a human body and an object-based head, often has an allegorical essence and tends to present a cerebral challenge. If defeated in such a challenge, beings like these tend to reward its defeater with something of great personal relevance. The reward might have similarly disconnected traits. In this case, the appearance of something light, such as a feather or paper, but the physical characteristics of something much heavier. This is often allegorical, and it can be assumed that the object has information of considerable emotional value stored within it. Sure.
so I'm.
Yes.
It's the script pages with the characters called the man and the woman.
Yeah.
And this takes place in a hotel. It's in black and white. It's kind of. Things are disconcerting and ambiguous, and there's a lot of repeated motifs. I'm getting very strong Last Year at Marienbad vibes.
Well, as you well know, neither I nor anyone else has seen Last Year at Marienbad.
That's not true. I mean, you haven't seen it, and you would hate it, to be clear. You would have not much patience for it, I don't think. But it's a very like frustrating, puzzling, ambiguous film.
Well, listen, I've seen Inception, and I'm told that that's basically the same.
Who the fuck said that?
That was
They're wrong.
that was a joke just for you that the viewers don't have the context for. But you also apparently don't have the context for it. I'm making reference to a conversation we had after that. I watched a video essay talking about Christopher Nolan's visual style that points out that there are several sequences in Inception that are very obviously visually inspired by Last Year at Marienbad. It was a film about sort of like the way that inspiration spreads, because while there are several sequences in Inception that are very obviously visually inspired by Last Year at Marienbad, Christopher Nolan had not seen Last Year at Marienbad when he made the movie.
Okay.
But he saw other movies that took inspiration from Last Year at Marienbad, and he took his inspiration from them. And then when he finally did see the movie, he was like, "Oh, holy shit!" So that was something that you were supposed to get.
Well, I didn't see that essay, so
no, but we talked about it. Remember?
But I don't remember that part, the Marienbad part. I'm sorry.
Well,
I have seen Last Year at Marienbad.
That was the part of it that we talked about. It was the only part of it that we talked about.
I mean, and I'll be honest.
So this is not a useful place to be.
I'll be honest. Like, I have a lot of patience for a lot of more ambitious and arty films.
Yeah.
Last Year at Marienbad was not my favorite.
These are not the same, these wheels.
No, so I would not suggest that you see it. I don't think you would care for it. But I am getting like a lot of little vibes from it.
I could write this down and try to work out between episodes like what's spellable on these three wheels. But maybe it's a thing where we're supposed to be waiting for a clue.
Yeah.
All right, let me actually go to a computer and save post interaction with the Maze Man.
Yeah.
All right. I'm assuming we're going to have 8 more such interactions, but we survived the first one, and that's worth noting. Okay. We got to go down to the first floor and get the key that is dangling from the now lowered chandelier.
Okay. I will say last year at Marion Bed is very much about the unreliability of memory.
Okay.
So that was there a west door?
There must be. So was the wait, which door is the door with the big E on it? Because this is the 1973 door. Oh, it's downstairs. It's downstairs. Okay, so it's not marked on the map as the E room, so the W room similarly will not be. But that says West Hallway, first floor. It makes you wonder if let's go into this room.
Okay.
Is this room over here the W room? Yes. It occurs to me that perhaps we should also look at the W key just in case it has something interesting written on it. Cast from bronze. Hanging a key on a lit chandelier was a common tradition in 1800s Prussia. It was an invitation to ghosts, signaling that the house was free for them to wander. The keys used were often grand and led to prominent parts of the house, which explains why this particular key was used. A key with a W incorporated in its bit piece often means that it unlocks the western part of a house, traditionally the most important part of houses in Northern Europe. Is that true?
I did not know that. No.
Okay, fair enough.
So I don't know if that's true.
Hey, shortcut door.
Okay,
18.
this is 18.
18.
We did not get the answer to 18.
Okay, let me pop open the book
Pop
to
open the book.
yeah, pop open the book to
Yeah.
page 18 real quick here.
There were two we didn't get, which is 5 and 18.
Yeah. All right, puzzle number 18. Okay, right. Which number is hidden in the underlined sentence?
I don't.
So, what relation do the numbers have to the words above them? Is the question. Right?
Yeah.
We have three numbers, each of which has a 1. And I don't see much of a similarity here.
See, the things that
We could try just like looking up these phrases on, just put them through the Babelfish.
Okay.
Do you wanna do that? You want me to do that?
Well, it's a little hard for me to do it because I'm parsecing into your computer.
Oh right. Because I wanted to share the music. Okay, yeah. That is a good point. All right, you know what? That's the thing we can actually do. Why don't we call it here? Actually, we're 59 minutes into the episode.
Okay.
Hopefully, we will not get maze manned. You know what? We'll come back to it. Because there are just like a couple of rooms hanging off of this that I'd like to have a look at quickly.
Yeah.
Can't interact with the painting.
Valor.
Actually, oh my god. Hey, Amabel, could you maybe do nothing at more than half of that volume? That was. I don't need you jump scaring me.
Sorry.
Okay, nothing else interactable. I'm trying to turn on all of the music machines in the house at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The fireplace has no interactability. Okay, this is we have half of this, right? We have the cardinal directions from the painting, but we don't have the subcardinal.
Yeah.
All right. That's almost doable. Do we have 11?
11 we have it's number 7.
Grand. Excellent news. Gets us a quick access to a computer. It's weird that we can see the shortcut door through the wall there. Number 20. This is going to be the one out to the garden.
24.
Yep. Okay, that's handy. Although, frankly, it was quite easy already to get from the from that room to the outside. There are stains of red paint on and inside this music box. Okay, so I have 2 different objects I can turn here. So we can adjust the positions of some of the red marks and also the date. Okay, we'll come back to it. I would not have been able to read that even as a club's door. Like, I see it now that they say it, but that's a pretty abstracted club.
Yeah.
Huh. 1932, and the door has these symbols on it. This is going to be one of the the arrangement of the symbols on that door, I bet, is going to have something to do with the answer to the puzzle box that contains the key to that room. I'm sure that's what's happening. All right. Well, I think with that we're gonna go ahead and call it for today. Hey, that didn't work. What on earth? There it is. This is what I was trying to do. That's gonna be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, hopefully we're going to be able to put a little bit of this information to use. We picked up a lot of stuff here, and we're sort of like back in that situation of having like all these pieces and just having to figure out how they connect and where they go. So come back next time for some answers, hopefully, and we'll see you then.
Bye.